Raleigh, North Carolina. And what I'm going to show you today in this video is a double shoulder holster for the Smith & Wesson 929, which is a Jerry Michalak Performance Center firearm, relatively new. Has a 8.5-inch barrel, I believe, and it has 8 rounds of 9mm in moon clips in the cylinder. So I will show you on my Vietnam era field jacket, which is my field jacket. There's my name, my last name, Marshall, right there. And the pieces and parts that went into this in a general way, but then I'm going to take it off the jacket and get it over to my bench and do a close-up on all of it to explain it to you. This is one of the 4 double mag pouches that snap onto this 1 3/4 inch wide belt that has a size range of 35 to 50. In other words, the holes I punched in it will allow someone 35 to 50 inches to wear it, but this man's 42, 44. So the idea is that in the summer he can tighten down on it, in the winter he can put it over on a hunting jacket, and it will allow him to take it out into the woods. He is in Indiana. Here is the other holster right here. Okay. The long belt comes with 2 extra keepers. They are right there. And as you know already, I'm doing this handheld, walking around it. So excuse any jumping around if it bothers you. There is one of the 2 connectors that's on the holster coming down to the belt. But since there's a big gap in here between the base of the mannequin and this upside down trash can that I'm using to hold it up in the air, to show you the fact that it is a long holster for an 8.5-inch round, 8.5-inch barreled gun. And right here, this is where the shoulder holster is going to come into his underarm, and it goes up his back. There are about 2 inches worth of adjustment, or more than that, 4 actually, up and down. About 4 inches up and down that can come here from this lacing. And this is Latigo lace, but you could be substituting, if you bought one of these and over a period of time this lace went out on you, or it broke, or rotted, or whatever, you could put paracord in here. This is 5/32 Latigo lace, 5/32 holes that overlap, that you can slide this up and down to change the drop on the holster or raise it up. Coming up here to the back, these are 3/4 inch punch outs for the strapping and the metal buckles. This is a over the clothing reenactment type of a rig, and there's coming down to the other side. And these were used in, or shown in, a couple of movies. Well, I can't remember what his name is right now for some strange reason. Bruce Willis, there you go. He wore one of these in brown for 45 autos. So if you had let's say a 5-inch 45, and you wanted something like this look, okay, this is all leather, 2 layers up on these pieces here. This is lined, glued, sewn on the edges. Then your holster would be no longer than right about, to there, where my finger is right here. So the gun wouldn't come down much farther than this. But this guy again is a 44 long, so holsters are going to be way down on this side. So I'm going to pause this and then take it off the jacket. For those of you who recognize that, that's second or first field forces. I don't remember now. It's one of the field forces where I was in Long Bend, and there's my rank. And I can actually still get it on. So there's that 1 3/4 inch buckle. This is a roller buckle right here. Okay. And there's the belt. So I'm going to go into pause, and then I'll come back, and it'll be a little easier to see all of this. So hang on. Okay, gentlemen and ladies, and children of all ages, we're back. Here's the gun for which this rig was made. You don't see these very often in gun shows, although you will in the future, I suppose, as there's more of them out there. But this is a performance center gun from Smith & Wesson, and Jerry Michalak's name is on it right there. Okay, I guess you can see it. I'll get a little closer. There we go. This is an 8-round, get it turned for you, it's an 8-round, 9mm, magnum ported, I think it's 8.5, where's my tape? Here's my tape, right here. Let's see here what we got. Hang on a second, oh, maybe I can keep you on camera, wrong end. Here we go. Sorry, 6.5. 6.5 inch barrel, magnum ported, 9mm. Okay. Now, to get into the pieces and parts for this rig, he wanted 4 of these. These are snap on the belt, okay, double mag holders, or not mags, I'm sorry, moon clips. Now, let me put the firearm down so I can use my hands. This one, with the weight in it, has the moon clips in it. So, stick your finger in there, and out they come. 8 9mm rounds. 2 mag clips, or 2 mag, do not get the word mag out of your head. Moon clips. Okay, so there's 16 rounds in there. So he'll be carrying 4 times 16. I'm lousy with math. You can do it. Okay. Here is the belt, okay, which I've got tied up, because hopefully I will get over to where I'm going to send this back to the gentleman this afternoon in Indiana. Here is the rig. Now, it's an ungainly looking thing when it's not on you, but there are the 2, get back a little bit. These are the 2 sides of it, and as you saw in the first part, there are the buckles holding the back together. There they are. The bottom part of the holsters, see, these have these straps in here with regular buckles. If these get to be too long, and at this point I'm speaking to the gentleman who bought this from me, had me make it for him. If these are these don't work out, then you can take them out of here, okay, and I'm going to send you some extra loose Latigo lace, which is what I tied these 2 pieces together. These are punched out holes and they overlap, and then they can go up and down. So I'll send you some extra of this, either for the future. If these break on you for any reason, you can also substitute paracord, which I think I mentioned a moment ago. And I've got this now set at its smallest size for this oval to go over each of your shoulders. The holsters are open topped, as we had discussed, speaking to my buyer, and they have no wiggle room and basically no retention. And after you have worn this, even for one day, leave the 2 guns in the holsters. He has 3 of these, by the way. He just sent me one to use to make the rig with. The stop is right here for the gun, and there's another stop inside at the front, or the front lower part of the frame right here. So it goes in, bang. And I don't know if you can see with the light bouncing off of it, this is the hit part right here, and then there's a hit right here too. So there's no wiggle, and the end of the barrel stops right on top of the slot. So going back to what I started to say a moment ago, if you want to take these off and not use them, you can just use, again, paracord, shoelaces, or the latigo that I'm sending you to tie to your belt. You might also just let them hang as well. You don't have to connect them to this belt if you don't want to. But right now you've got yourself a belt that will go through your pant loops on your jeans, and it will size any way you want it to do. It's got a 35 to 50 range on it, and so somewhere in the middle you'll find the hole that'll fit you. Here are the 2 extra keepers that are right there that'll take up the end of the belt. And if you decide that you want me to make it shorter, you can always send it back to me and I can cut it down, and then you won't need to do that. So let me put that aside. And what else do I want to tell you? It is finished with Johnson's Paste Wax. I looked in Walmart, they didn't have it. I wrote just to get a backup can. I'm only about 1.5 inches down into this one here. But I got this one at Home Depot. So Johnson's Paste Wax even says it right here in a very, very tiny print that it can be used on leather. And for all of you that are watching, Johnson's Paste Wax is good leather wax to put on any of your gun belts that I've made for you before, or that you're thinking about getting in the future, because it doesn't go, it goes on almost liquidy, but it's not. It's kind of an interesting compound, and it doesn't get caught up in the thread lacings like the other stuff that I've been using that I'm not now using anymore. I was using bowling alley wax, which was very thick, and I was just spending a lot of time buffing it out of the sewing lines and places it caught in, punched out holes, and so on. Sizes. I have 2 different patterns for this particular piece right here. So if you're thinking, as a general viewer, if you're thinking that you'd like to get one of these for your 45s or other tactical weapons, or even Western guns, okay, because this piece right here, okay, I can make this for any gun that I have, or I can get a blue gun for shape. The shape of this holster is for this gun. This one would probably work right from here for a Model 28 or any end-framed Smith & Wesson gun. But this one happens to have these 6-inch barrels, so and the way that the underlog works and so on, so I tapered them down to fit here, or to look slim without having all the extra bulk of a holster that would be thicker. Anything else I'm trying to remember that I wanted to talk about on this? And again, back to my buyer, the man who's getting this rig. This rig is waxed everywhere, inside, outside. The back of the belt, on the inside of the shoulder holster, and this is what you want to use to renew it, to keep it waterproofed and the leather supple. Okay. These 2, for that matter. I waxed the insides of these things before I sewed them shut, when it was flat. So you have waterproofing all over these. So what I'm going to do right now is unload these, since these are my 9, or put them aside. I don't have to unload them. Keep on thinking about magazines and not moon clubs. Just put these aside, get everything ready to ship to you, and then I'm going to give you a call and let you know that it's coming back to your FFL. So you'll get your rig and your gun back all in one box. All right. So if you guys, back to all of you, if you guys want a rig that looks like this to wear to your range, like this gentleman's going to do, and carry your 45s, even concealed, you know, if you want to carry 2 guns, or just one, okay. I make shoulder holsters with 50% elastic, 1-inch 50% elastic, which means it will only stretch half of its length. It's very strong, tough stuff. And that would be the crisscross type, where right here, this would jump off onto elastic and wouldn't be these leather pieces. Then they would crisscross on your back and come back to the opposite side. And one side of the shoulder holster can be mag pouches, it can be bullet loops, depending upon your type of gun. Oh, something else. Just remembered. I'm glad I remembered. If you, and this is back to my buyer, if you take this apart to readjust it, take a good look at how you took it apart to put it back together again, okay, because it's not just one way in and one way out. This holster has a little R stamped on it right here up on top. Tells you it's the right hand holster, which is facing backwards. This one here has an L for the left side, and correspondingly this upper loop piece right here has an R corresponding to its holster punched right there, which you can't see in the video, but it's there. So I want you to know that it's there. And you will also find your initials and my maker stamp and an American flag on the back of each holster. DS. You can see it. Black just doesn't show all that well. So that is everything. So there you go, guys. Now I think I'm done. What a gun, huh? It's a beaut. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. What's today? Today is May 24th, 2016. And all the information to get a hold of me is on the end of the video, like all my other videos. So if you've got something you want to get, give me a call and we'll talk about it. And remember the difference between want and need. You may want something, you may not need it, but if cost is no object and you want it, call me. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye from Raleigh, North Carolina. Bye-bye.